back. This is your Lord and Saint Bepis, and welcome back to our guide series. Now, in the last episode, we covered currency and alerts, so I figured that was a little bit more fundamental than what decisions you should probably make after starting. But it depends on who you are and what you think. Personally, I think understanding the currency is a little more important than doing your council, which is what we got to do now. Now, depending on who you are and where you are, sometimes your council will not be filled. Depending on your religion, your court bishop, court realm priest, or whatever, it'll be different. Because we are Catholic, the Pope appoints us a bishop, so we don't get a choice. Same thing with the other Catholic religions. I know if you are playing pagan, for example, say Bjorn over here, he appoints his own priest because they don't have a centralized theocracy. Now, let's go in order. So first off is your spouse. Your spouse provides half of one of their stats, or 20% of all their stats to you. So, and these are these options here. Assist ruler is the 20% one, or you can get half of her stats in any other one, which means, yes, she has 25 diplomacy. It's half rounded down. Damn. Her stats are randomized, so this is actually incredible. Alright. And if you want to look, you can hover over your stats down here and you can see what you get. So we get 5 from her diplomacy, 1 from her martial, 1 from her stewardship, 1 from her intrigue, and 1 from her learning. You can never have 0. You always get at least 1 point. Now, when you select a specific stat, say you select Manage Domain. Up here it shows she is 7 stewardship, you get half of that. So, if you select this, there is a 0.75% chance that each month in the game, she'll gain a modifier to increase that stat by 1. If she gets that modifier twice, she has a chance to replace the modifier with a permanent buff, a permanent trait. I believe for diplomacy it's diplomat. I don't remember any of the other ones, though. If you have it on domain, I know there's a small chance, very small, of gaining gold or development. Politics has a chance to get you hooks and stuff. Chivalry, I think it's men-at-arms cost down. Intrigue, finding secrets, and patronage is theocratic vassal and piety. That's just off the top of my head. I forgot to check for my little recording document here. Now, the realm priest over here, as with everybody else on your council, the higher their skill is, the better they are at the job. So, if you see over here, we hover over one of his jobs, it has a green right here that says claim on duchy. That's because his skill is high. There's also a chance of bad side effects, where if we go to someone who, like this guy on 8 here, it's all bad side effects. Or 6, it's all bad side effects. Whereas 9, he's just close enough to the mark where there's the chance of good side effects, but it's more than likely he's going to end up with bad side effects. His 3 jobs are, going from bottom up, religious relations, convert faith, and fabricate claim. Now, this one is always toggled. If you select something else, you have to click back onto it to toggle it back on. And what it does is it gives you 0.05 monthly piety per his skill on the council, so times 14, and 0.5 per month same faith theocratic ruler opinion per counselor skill, and it rises at a rate of 0.35 a month until that maxes out. I think, though, that's at 15? Because over here it says 0.29. I got this information off the wiki, so might be wrong. Convert Faith, which will just, at the end of the bar filling up, which it depends on fervor and your learning skill and the bishop's learning skill. It's a whole calculation. I'm going to mostly cover it when we get to religion. But that's how you convert a county to your religion. And Fabricate Claim is, once you fill up the bar again, it will give you an unpressed claim on whatever you choose to fabricate. There's a chance you can get it on the duchy, or you can get it on the county. And again, positive and negative skills based on his skill, and also who gets put as your priest is determined by the Pope. It's determined by your religion, basically. Alright. Next up is the Chancellor, right down here. The skill of the Chancellor is his diplomacy skill, which is this little scroll here. He's got 4 jobs, which is Foreign Affairs, Domestic Affairs, Integrate Title, and Bestow Royal Favor. Now, Foreign Affairs, over here, it gives you, again, 0.05 prestige per counselor skill every month, and 0.5 independent ruler opinion per counselor skill. Or why does it say fellow vassal opinion? Oh, because we're not... Alright, that's one difference. Okay, because we are a vassal right now as Earl Alfred, it's fellow vassal opinion. If you're independent, it is independent ruler. Domestic affairs is direct vassal opinion. It gets you 0.5 direct vassal opinion per counselor skill. And it rises at 0.12 a month, not 0.2 like the wiki says. Direct parochial vassal stance vassal opinion. So if your vassals are parochial, have the parochial vassal stance right here, they will also get, they will double dip on the opinion boost, and 1% tyranny loss per counselor skill. So pretty nice. Integrate title speeds up the de jure drift of land into your own land. That is a whole different topic that's going to be covered later, but basically, the long and short of it is, if you control land that you should not control, for example, say, we have here the Kingdom of England, and we control this duchy here in Wales. If you fully control it, this one, it will slowly convert to being, by law, de jure, part of the Kingdom of England. Now, I could cover it more, but that's the long and short of it. We'll cover it some other time. Bestow Royal Favor. That grants you... you need Court Grandeur to unlock it, but it grants you 0.5 Vassal Prestige, and 0.02 Prestige per Counselor skill, and 0.5 Vassal Opinion per Counselor skill. And what this does is you select a vassal, and they gain those buffs, and you gain those buffs. Alright. If I'm being honest, I would replace this guy. We don't have much to replace him with, so the best option we have is this guy. A less likely chance of him, you know, changing and giving us negative benefits. Now, Steward. It's based on his stewardship skill, which is the coins, which are right here. It's the third one. He's got 5 jobs, which I believe is the most. It is. Collect taxes, increase development, promote culture, promote cultural acceptance, and convince de jure territory. Now, collect taxes is very simple. You collect taxes at 0.5% of the counselor skill, and it applies for your entire domain. Very simple, very powerful, but not the most powerful. That is increased development in county. What this does is you lose 1% building and holding construction time in the selected county per his skill on the council. Although, I think they changed that number because it should not be 11%. Although, that could just be because the game hasn't updated, because sometimes it takes a couple of days or a month for the game to update values, so that may change. Let's see here, where was I? Ah, here we are. It also gives you 0.175 monthly development growth per counselor skill, and once the bar reaches 100%, it will increase the development by 1. Next is promote culture. It's very simple. Once the bar reaches the end, it'll convert the county culture to your culture. Promote cultural acceptance is it increases 0.01 cultural acceptance per counselor skill, and 0.05 cultural acceptance per counselor skill only if you're independent. So it's more effective if you're independent rather than if you're a vassal. And what cultural acceptance does, that'll be covered when we cover cultures, which probably be very soon. I'm writing that as we speak. That'll probably be video 8 in the series. Now, convince de jure territory. What you do is, you basically convince the ruler to hand over its, to its de jure liege. Basically, let me give you an example. If we're England and Wales holds, let's say Lancaster, we put that down over here, and Wales will be forced to give us Lancaster once the bar fills up. I've tried it a couple times, it didn't seem to work, so I may have just done it wrong? I don't know. Marshall. Marshall's next. He's down here. His skill is his martial skill, which is the 2 crossed swords. And his jobs are organize the army, train commanders, increase county control, and manage royal guards. All of these are extremely powerful, and it's really hard to pick between them sometimes. But if I had to say, organized army is probably the least useful out of all of them, and you'll see why. Organize the army is a minus 1% army maintenance per counselor skill. And it also increases 2% levy and reinforcement per counselor skill, and 2% garrison size per counselor skill. Garrison size and levy reinforcement are mediocre buffs at best. They don't actively hurt you, but you don't really need them, because levies regenerate pretty fast on their own, but they're also levies. They're the worst troop possible, so you don't really want a lot of levies. Next is organize the army, which is what I usually have it on if we're not doing a fight. Depending on what kind of army I'm building. What it does is, train commanders, not organize the army. Jeez. Train commanders, it's 1% knight effectiveness per counselor skill, 1% men-at-arms damage per counselor skill, and 1% men-at-arms toughness per counselor skill. And they increase at a 1% increase a month up until max. So, 12 months to get to the max. And let's see, yes, a 0.5 monthly chance to find or improve one of your knights or commanders, who are basically also knights. Increase control. Once that bar reaches the top, it will increase the control of the county back to 100%. It increases at a rate of 0.2%, I believe. I don't have the exact number written down here. It wasn't on the wiki. Or at least I couldn't find it. If anybody finds it, put it in the comments. Now, it also grants a 0.2% monthly chance to remove county corruption per counselor skill, so he would have a 0.24 chance to remove county corruption. And the county you targeted on, it cannot be corrupt, because the marshal is there, basically browbeating everybody into following the law. Manage Royal Guards, it's 2% Knight Effectiveness per Counselor skill, and 2% Hostile Scheme Success Chance down per Counselor skill. So, 24% Knight Effectiveness and 2% Hostile Scheme Success Chance. Knight Effectiveness is going to be covered when we cover the military. I believe that is in 2 episodes, so stay tuned. 2 or 3. And Spymaster, who's one of your most important ones. This is a shit Spymaster. Fickle, greedy, Craven. Craven's fine, actually. Craven's good for a Spymaster. Means he won't ever betray you because he's scared of you. Alright, we'll talk about fear when we cover intimidation and schemes and the like. And dread. You'll see when we cover stats. Alright, which I believe is next. His is the Intrigue skill, which is the envelope with the knife. And he has Disrupt Schemes, Support Schemes, and Find Secrets. Now, Disrupt Schemes, it is a base +5 to +5 days to enemy hostile scheme phase length, and a 0.5 days increase to enemy hostile scheme phase lengths per counselor skill. And it's also a 1% scheme discovery chance per counselor skill. What it looks like here, where it says hostile scheme resistance, that little box with the hourglass in it, that is your phase length time. So what this means is you automatically gain +5 no matter how bad your Spymaster is, and then you double dip again for another +9. And Counselor's Intrigue here. I'm not sure what this is. +4 days. I guess it adds another 4 days onto it as well. Okay. Okay, Support Schemes is next. You gain a minus 1 day to hostile scheme phase length per counselor skill, and a 5% hostile scheme success chance, up by base, with 0.5 hostile scheme success chance per counselor skill. So, yes, hostile scheme success chance up 9, and base 5%, counselor intrigue +4. Okay, that's just the breakdown. Okay, so it's 9, which is the base 5 plus the counselor scheme 4. There we go. And last but not least, Find Secrets. It is a 5% chance of uncovering a secret per counselor skill. It's a bar one again, so once that fills up, the chance will fire. And again, there's positive and negative bonuses to it. So, in conclusion, that's the council. It's essential that you have a good council, and at least one that's loyal to you. I recommend the cutoff point for counselors, if you can get it there, should be 10. You should never have anything below 10, or 9 or 10, because that's when you start getting the buffs. But I prefer 10. It's a nice round number. It helps minimize the chance of negative effects. But there's another factor to consider. If you see over here, this guy, our marshal, has a little fist right here. That means he's a powerful vassal. He's the mayor of a town, and we have one vassal, him. So by default, he's a powerful vassal, because Bath over here does not have a city built in it yet. So what this means is that he wants to be on the council. If he is taken off of the council for whatever reason, he will lose 40 opinion. and it will be permanent until you put him on the council, where he will drop that 40 opinion and gain a bonus 10 opinion. Basically, it's a plus 50 opinion if you put powerful vassals on the council. So keep that in mind if you have some vassals that are being assholes. You need at least 3 or 4 of them, because you always have 5. However, your bishop will always take a slot. So you want the rest to be good with you, and then the 5th one, or if your 4th one is really shitty, you get the best people you can, best 3, and then you either sway the guy that you want to keep happy, or you bribe him with money to keep him happy. Schemes I'm going to cover later, but swaying is very simple and is pertinent to the info at hand. What you do is you click on somebody, like our bishop here. He gives us money based on how much he likes us. I'd rather get a little bit more buffer for us. You click this button, you right-click on him, click the button that says Sway under Personal at the top, Start Scheme, and then that puts a little marker down here. I have an 89% chance to increase his opinion of us by 10. Repeated use of the scheme will lower the success chance, but it is repeatable as many times as you want, so go wild with it if you can. And I'm going to end the episode here. So, join us next time, where I believe we are talking about skills next Sunday at 3 p.m. I will see you all then, so stay tuned and goodbye.